stood here in this Los Angeles County and witnessed the worst miscarriage of justice that this world has ever seen. You want to know how I feel? I'll tell you exactly how I feel. I got some names that I want to call. Alex Spiro, Desiree Perez, and the whole wicked system of Rock Nation, including you, Jay Z. You who say you rose from the gutter, but you have traded and bartered the souls of young men, and you're still doing it. The only independent witness in this courtroom is a man whose name is Sean Kelly. He came to court, and our attorneys, he would not even shake their hand after he went upstairs with Kathy Ta and Alex Bott.
They met on Saturday before. They met
with our witness. And then the man came back.
Tory Lanez father rages after he is found guilty. After shooting rapper Megan Thee Stallion in the feet 2 years prior, rapper Tory Lanez was found guilty of assault in his trial. The 3 felony counts against Lanez, assault with a semi-automatic weapon, carrying a concealed unregistered weapon, and careless discharge of a firearm, were all upheld by a jury in Los Angeles on Friday. His defense was that he was not guilty. The allegations against the Canadian rapper carry a maximum sentence of 22 years in prison. What could be his family's reaction to this? His father seems really angry. Let's dig into what his father said. The case drew attention to the chauvinism in the male-dominated hip-hop culture, which Pete turned upside down with scathing songs that frequently show women in charge of males. She received a barrage of criticism for calling the police on Peterson. Lanez, who was escorted to jail while being handcuffed and wearing a powder pink coat and matching pants, did not react visibly as the verdict was announced. But a few seconds later, after the jury was led out of the building, his father, Sunstar Peterson, sprang to his feet and said, "This wicked system stands judged before God Almighty," as the law enforcement officers closed in on him. Peterson then yelled at the 2 prosecutors, pointing to them and saying, "You 2 are nasty, wicked people. You are well aware of what you have done." He claimed that Jay Z was responsible for trading and bartering the souls of young men. It was not entirely clear what he meant, but it appeared as though he was suggesting that Jay Z's studio covered Megan Thee Stallion's legal bills. Lanez's stepmother also yelled, "Beyonce and Jay Z, you have kids," into the camera. "Let us see. You are making other people go to jail. You have kids. God is watching."
Beyonce and Jay Z, you have children. Let us see. You're making other people shouldn't go to jail. You have kids. God is watching. All of you.
Where it all begins. In 2011, Tory Lanez began his musical career, and by 2012, his songs were being played all over the world. A string of successful mixtapes eventually landed him collaborations with the industry's biggest names. To reach mainstream success, Tory Lanez would have to wait 3 more years. Although he was a rapper, his song "Say It" was the one that became popular. Because Tory Lanez sang "Say It" on this record, it is classified as an R&B single. As a result, over a period of 5 years, Tory Lanez became one of the most well-known musicians in the game. The relationship between Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion, which began in 2020, brought an abrupt end to Tory Lanez's run. It turned out to be the basis of the relationship's demise. The 2 were at the tragic gathering where the incident took place. Legendarily, Megan described the horrible event that happened after she left a party at Kylie Jenner's house when she appeared in court. Megan, 27, testified before the jury that she and Lanez, with whom she had been having a physical relationship, were in his vehicle in the Hollywood Hills with Megan's assistant as well as her best friend Kelsey Harris after attending a pool party at Kylie Jenner's house on July 12, 2020, when an argument broke out. She also claims that when she stepped out of the car, Lanez said, "Dance, bitch!" and shot her 5 times, causing significant injuries that required surgery. She further revealed that Lanez had promised her and Harris $1 million to keep silent about the shooting. Lanez later apologized to her, explaining that he was drunk during the incident. After the incident, she opened up about her struggles with depression and the suicide thoughts that accompanied them. Pete asserted that if she had been aware of the potential repercussions, she never would have reported this tragedy. During the final phase of the trial, the attorney for Lanez asserted that the shots were actually fired by Kelsey Harris, who had been Megan's best friend at the time. Harris was envious of Lanez, who had attempted to halt the shooting. He underlined numerous times that all tests on the handgun were inconclusive and that a forensic investigation of the rifle did not reveal Peterson's DNA on the magazine. There was DNA from as many as 4 people on the gun and the magazine, according to testimony from an LAPD criminalist, but they were unable to link Peterson to the gun. Gunshot residue was detected in Harris and Peterson's blood samples, but this is only to be expected if the two were in close proximity to a firearm during firing. McDession also sought to discredit the police investigations by questioning why a DNA sample was not taken from Harris at the scene. The police witnesses all remained silent. He also suggested that Megan fabricated a narrative that made her appear more sympathetic by attributing the incident to Lanez. Harris said he wasn't the shooter and he had already said that Lanez was holding the gun. In an email, her lawyer refused to say anything about her involvement. There is another promising thing we want to highlight here. August Alsina, an R&B musician most known for his entanglement with Jada Pinkett Smith, asserted on Instagram on September 18 that Lanez had assaulted him in Chicago. He even shared a photo of his bloody face. According to Alsina, dude has no genuine buddies and is on a crash-out quest. According to TMZ, a hearing over the alleged assault took place on October 26 in Los Angeles, with prosecutors claiming that Lanez had breached his bail. In spite of the fact that Lanez's attorney claimed that no charges had been filed by Alsina, the judge has ordered him to remain under house arrest, starting on October 28 and continuing through his trial with Megan Thee Stallion on December 5. So in this case, he was found guilty of his wrongdoing. This man is in real trouble right now. After his trial, will Lanez be eligible for deportation to another country? Do let us know in the comments section below. Check out the next video here and subscribe to our channel if you enjoyed this one.